Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into another exciting round of football across Europe. I'll be sharing my correct score predictions for key matches in the Premier League, La Liga, the Bundesliga, and Serie A. As always, these predictions are based on team form, tactics, and recent performances, not just guesswork. We'll go fixture by fixture, break down the possible outcomes, and then wrap things up with a recap. So, let's get straight into it. Arsenal vs Nottingham Forest. Correct score, 2-0. Prediction, Arsenal win. Arsenal return to the Emirates looking sharp and confident. Under Mikel Arteta, this team has built a reputation for dominating games at home. They control possession, move the ball quickly, and press relentlessly when they lose it. Against sides like Nottingham Forest, that control usually translates into a professional and comfortable win. Nottingham Forest are not a pushover. They've got athletic players, quick wingers, and a hard-working midfield. But their weakness lies in defending against high-quality, structured attacks. Away from home, especially at a stadium like the Emirates, Forest often sit deep and hope to survive long stretches without the ball. I expect Arsenal to create pressure early, forcing mistakes and finding openings. A goal in the first half should settle them, before they add a second to kill the game. Defensively, Arsenal have improved massively. Their backline is compact, well-organized, and rarely allows cheap goals. That's why I'm going with 2-0 Arsenal. A controlled performance, with no panic, and 3 points secured. Brentford vs Chelsea. Correct score, 0-1. Prediction, Chelsea win. This fixture is an interesting one. Brentford at home are always tricky. They're physical, well-coached, and extremely dangerous from set pieces. They make life uncomfortable for bigger teams by closing down space, pressing high when needed, and using their strength up front. Chelsea, however, have the quality advantage. Even though the Blues haven't been consistent in recent seasons, they usually perform well against compact teams. What Chelsea tend to lack is free-flowing goals. They don't often thrash opponents, but they do find narrow, scrappy wins. In this match, I expect Chelsea to rely on their midfield to control the tempo and wait for a decisive chance. It could come from a clever pass splitting the defense, or even a set piece of their own. Brentford will battle, but Chelsea's individual quality should see them through. My prediction is a tight 1-0 Chelsea win, not a spectacle, but a professional away victory. Oxford United vs Leicester City. Correct score, 0-1. Prediction, Leicester win or draw. This is a classic clash between a lower league side and a former Premier League team. Oxford United will approach the game with energy, passion, and a strong defensive mindset. Playing at home, their main goal will be to frustrate Leicester, limit their chances, and maybe hit on the counter-attack. Leicester City, on the other hand, have far more technical quality. Their players are used to a higher pace of football, sharper finishing, and smarter movement. The gap in experience is clear. But in these types of fixtures, the underdog often makes life difficult. Oxford will defend in numbers, fight for every ball, and use the crowd to keep the pressure on Leicester. That's why I expect a very narrow margin. Leicester should find a way to edge the game, maybe through a single moment of brilliance, a penalty, or a set piece. But there is always a chance Oxford grind out a draw. So, my safe call is Leicester to win or draw, with the most likely scoreline being 1-0 Leicester. Real Sociedad vs Real Madrid. Correct score, 0-2. Prediction, Real Madrid win. San Sebastian is never an easy place to go. Real Sociedad are a well-drilled side with pace and creativity, especially at home. They like to press intelligently, use width, and punish mistakes quickly. Against most La Liga sides, they can dominate. But Real Madrid are on another level. Madrid thrive in matches where they don't have to dominate the ball all the time. They can sit back, absorb pressure, and then counter-attack with devastating pace. With players who can create something out of nothing, Madrid always carry a threat, even when they're not at their best. Defensively, Madrid are improving, with their midfield shield cutting off supply lines and their back for staying compact. Sociedad may get chances, but I think Madrid's experience will show. I see this being a professional, clinical performance. One goal in each half, and the game wrapped up. My call: Real Madrid win 2-0. Bayern Munich vs Hamburger SV. Correct score: 3-0. Prediction: Bayern Munich win and over 2.5 goals. Whenever Bayern play at the Allianz Arena, goals are expected. They play with intensity, they press high, and they suffocate their opponents. Against Hamburger SV, the difference in quality is massive. Hamburger are improving, but defensively they are not at the level needed to hold off Bayern for 90 minutes. Once Bayern get into their rhythm, it becomes wave after wave of attacks. Usually, one goal opens the floodgates. I expect Bayern to score in both halves, dominate possession, and keep a clean sheet. With their firepower, over 2.5 goals feels almost certain. So my prediction: Bayern Munich win 3-0, covering the over 2.5 goals line comfortably. Heidenheim vs Borussia Dortmund. Correct score: 1-2. Prediction: Dortmund win. Heidenheim might not be a famous name, but they are always competitive at home. Their fans create a hostile atmosphere, and the players fight for every ball. They can score from set pieces and counter-attacks, which makes them dangerous. But Dortmund have the bigger weapons. Their pace going forward, their creativity in midfield, and their sharp finishing usually overwhelm smaller teams. The one weakness with Dortmund is their defense. They sometimes concede cheap goals. That's why I see Heidenheim getting on the score sheet. But across the 90 minutes, Dortmund's attack should win the day. It might not be easy, but a 2-1 Dortmund win looks like the right call. Juventus vs Inter Milan. Correct score: 1-0. Prediction: Juventus win or draw. And now, the big one, the Derby d'Italia. Juventus vs Inter Milan. This is not just a game, it's one of the fiercest rivalries in world football. Juventus approach big games with discipline. They defend as a unit, remain patient, and look for the one chance to punish their opponent. Inter, on the other hand, are more aggressive. They push wing-backs forward, control midfield, and look to dominate possession. What usually decides this type of match is small details: a defensive mistake, a set piece, or a moment of brilliance. Juventus at home are extremely difficult to break down, and I expect them to keep Inter frustrated. One goal may well be enough. That's why I'm predicting a 1-0 Juventus win, but to be safe, the better call is Juventus win or draw. And that completes my predictions for this round of fixtures. Let's recap quickly. Arsenal 2-0, Nottingham Forest, Arsenal win. Brentford 0-1 Chelsea, Chelsea win. Oxford United 0-1 Leicester City, Leicester win or draw. Real Sociedad 0-2 Real Madrid, Madrid win. Bayern Munich 3-0 Hamburger SV, Bayern win with over 2.5 goals. Heidenheim 1-2 Dortmund, Dortmund win. Juventus 1-0 Inter, with Juventus win or draw. Now it's over to you. Do you agree with these predictions? Or do you see an upset coming this week? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's see who gets the closest to the actual scores. Don't forget to like this video if you found the analysis helpful, subscribe to the channel for more football content, and share it with your friends who love the game. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep enjoying football. The world's greatest game. I'll see you in the next one.